Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our daily get-together live here on Facebook every day of the week, 10:30 in the morning, where we gather and exchange topics, comments, headlines, ideas, questions, and suggestions on how to best enjoy Puerto Vallarta as a local English-speaking community. As always, it is a pleasure to welcome each and every one of you. And today, my beloved assistant, not only is she very well behaved and sitting next to me, check it out. I gave her her own window. Hey, how are you? So this is Luna. You guys know Luna. She is the one that takes care of the show notes after the show is over. And she is in her best behavior today. She's going to join me as long as she feels it is important to be sitting here. At some point, she'll decide to go somewhere else. And that is perfectly okay because you and I can stay entertained with one another. If this is your first time here, my name is Paco, and we'd love to hear that you're new. You can let us know by writing the word new in your comments. And if you have something specific that you want to talk about today, or something that you would like for everybody or anybody to address, just add the letter Q to your comment, and we'll try our damnedest to get to it during the broadcast. And if not, we'll do it shortly thereafter. Right, Luna? Are we good to go? Oh, she's licking her privates. You don't want to see that. Never mind. Anyhow, let me take a quick look at who's here. We have a few news and a few stories today that I want to share with everyone. It's great to see so many friends from different places like Anaheim. John is here. Radium Hot Springs. What a funky name is that? I love it. I don't know where Sacktown is, but it sounds like a sacrilegious place. I don't know what it is, but I love it. I love it. Fluvial is in the house. Hello, Dina. Good morning. It's great to see you all. It's great to see you today, Michael. No music today, I think. Maybe we'll sing a song. We'll think of something. Ricky is loving the Mexican money. The last few bills have been quite lovely, and I'm looking forward to a personal encounter with the new ones that have been announced, the new 100 and the new 1,000. The new 1,000, it's a lot of money, but I'll be happy to see it. Anyhow, let's see who else is here. Oh no, Kathleen, I'm sorry to... Oh, all is well. Okay, good. Excellent. Well, it is always great to see that so many of you are headed in this direction, because this means that you are hopefully coming to a place that you know and love. And secondly, and perhaps even more importantly, that you feel safe down here. Oh, thank you very much, Geoff, for chiming in. Again, it was one of those situations in which there's not a right or wrong. Everybody is trying to do the best we can, and I certainly am very appreciative of all the trials and tribulations that businesses like you are going through as you adapt to this new world that we live in. And I continue to hope that many of your clients and many of us will continue to be understanding of this and patient. We all can be a little friendly and patient in these kinds of situations. Eric is here with us. Eric told me the other day that he's getting ready to begin opening certain parts of his wonderful project, the Hotel Quales, across the street from Encanto. We ran into each other at a local restaurant the other night, and we had fun doing the awkward hello dance. We went like this, and we went like this, and we went like this, and then we wiggled a little bit, and we figured, okay, I've said hello, you've said hello, it's all a good thing. Okay, so we are pretty much all caught up. Let's get the news started. We don't have many, but again, as I said, I have a few stories. I am thinking how wonderful you look today, because if you were to ask me, Paco, what did you spend money on in El Buen Fin, this 2 week promotion that just came and went here in Mexico? Well, I spent money in new eyeglasses, and today I'm wearing my new computer eyeglasses, and I bought new eyeglasses to be out and about, and I tell you, you all look fabulous. Okay, so it's at the end of the week that we know that the federal government gives us an update on what's going on with the other states as far as COVID is concerned. And we see that there are 6 states in Mexico that are at risk of going back to the red zone. Those states are Mexico City, Nuevo León, Coahuila, Querétaro, Zacatecas, and Aguascalientes. We now have 2 states that are in the green zone, and that would be Campeche and Chiapas. And of course, Jalisco, according to the federal map, continues to be in the orange, while Nayarit is in the yellow. Of course, for Jalisco, as we know, these numbers or these colors are only somewhat relevant as we dance to a different set of parameters set forth by our own government, but I thought I would share this with you. Oh my God! Yes, happy birthday, Terry! Let me not forget about that. Today is Terry's birthday. This would be Terry. We know Terry; she's always with us. And Terry, I wish you the happiest of birthdays. Before I forget, I wanted to say that thank you very much for other people, and in wishing Terry a happy birthday. Linda, her sister, is wishing from afar, and thank you very much for that reminder. Let me go back to the headlines, and what we have here is the fact that local business chambers like the Coparmex are continuing to frown about the nightlife here in Puerto Vallarta. We know that Puerto Vallarta has been allowed to open bars and whatnot, but Coparmex, the business chamber, is concerned about the fact that even bars and nightlife is supposed to operate at 50% of their capacity, and they are expressing concerns that this may not be the case. If it isn't the case, hopefully the authorities will pay attention and will do something about it. And if it isn't the case, then let them have their fun, and let us all enjoy nightlife and day life fun in a prudent way. I want to let you also know that DEEF, the Family Development Institute, is continuing to collect food items for the states of Tabasco and Chiapas due to the recent it's not drowning. Flooding. Thank you. I'm sorry. It's flooding. Due to the recent flooding in those states, now you can also drop off some goods at Costco, which is a good thing because many of us shop there. And the collection of items is going to continue until December the 27th. So this whole week, if you have, they're suggesting things that are non-perishable, like tuna, vegetables, and canned vegetables rather, soups, canned soups, rice, beans, cleaning products, personal hygiene products, and food, baby food and diapers and clothing in good shape, and so forth and so on. If you have any of these items that you would like to share or give away to help the people in the states of Tabasco and Chiapas, this would be very much appreciated, I am sure. And because I told you we were gliding through the news today, we are done with the formal news. So I have some stories to share with you, but not before I take a look at your early morning comments. And let's see, what do we have? Lots of happy birthdays, and this is good. Any and dog food. I would certainly think that dog food is a good idea, Lindy. Absolutely. So absolutely, just stop by these points. We announced yesterday that there was another place at Soriana, no, at Lay stores, and also at Plaza Caracol and Costco. Of course, that is where you can drop off all these foods and whatnot. Um, is the marijuana bill and legalization, decriminalization. As we mentioned yesterday, it has to do with the amount that you carry with you. So it has been legalized and somewhat decriminalized. I think all these concepts and all these specific notions will become clearer to all as the days move forward. The bill is yet to pass on the Cámara de Diputados, the deputy chamber. So we'll keep you posted on this as we move forward through this. Let me jump over to the weather and I'll continue with my stories because I went and had awesome dinner last night at a restaurant that I kind of know, but I kind of don't know, but I am happy to know. More of that in a second. Hello, weather. It is 27 degrees Celsius, feels like 28. It is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. We now have a humidity of 63%, which is not as lovely as yesterday, but it's still not shabby at all. So the weather forecast for today, it's going to be humid through the day. Tomorrow will also be humid through the day, and the same thing for Monday, which is a nice reminder of what winter weather in Puerto Vallarta is like. It's pretty much nice and lovely, and it doesn't change, and we like that very much. So let me see what else I have for you. Last night, I went and had dinner at Florio's, but not Florio's downtown. Florio's downtown has been around for a while, and Miguel Valenzuela, the owner, is Argentinian, and he serves the most amazing meat cuts and pizzas, and it's just a fantastic restaurant. But now there is a Florio's in Fluvial. There has been one for some time now. I believe it started just as a takeout location, but they have seating indoors and outdoors, and I had dinner there with my dear friends Nina and Cassandra. And of course, we'll be adding Florio's to the Versalles for Foodies map. I'll do that tomorrow or Monday at the latest. And I was very humbled that both my dear friends Nina and Cassandra each decided to donate 500 pesos to this horse feeding cause that my friend Logan started and that I'm helping him with. So we are both very, very grateful that thanks to this contribution, we continue to help the horse riding cooperative in El Jorullo to continue to feed their horses and keep them in good shape and keep them healthy and happy. And I will share information about how this goes at the end of the broadcast today. Let's see. Should I start with the survey? Let me save the survey for the end of the broadcast, or at least a little bit later. I actually want to tell you this is really funny. Again, it seems to me that the Mexico's Consumer Protection Agency is doing their job. I caught this headline in which Walmart they listed these bottles of tequila at 19 pesos. So somebody went to the cash register and said, well, we want to buy these bottles at 19 pesos. And the store manager says, no, you cannot do that. Goodbye, go away, leave the store. So the clients called the Consumer Protection Agency, and the Consumer Protection Agency came back to the store with them, and they said, well, if you advertised your tequila at 19 pesos, you have to sell it at 19 pesos. So some lucky dude is now enduring a lovely tequila hangover because he bought a bunch of 19 peso Jose Cuervo tequila bottles. Not so shabby. I love it. And I also, well, here's the information to feed the horses. This is what my friend Logan and I are doing. We've been doing this for a while. Our friend Juan Caballos is one of the horseback riding guides, and he's been doing this for many, many, many years. He works with other horseback riding guides in the municipality, in the Ejido El Jorullo, which is just up the River Quale. And it is something wonderful because when you go horseback riding with these folks are natives of this part of the state, and they don't necessarily speak a lot of English. They're not a well organized or sophisticated um, operation like, say, Vallarta Adventures might be. But what you're getting here is you're getting authenticity. You're dealing with real Mexican cowboys that take you to places where other commercial venues don't take you. And what we do is we go there once a month and we bring money, because when COVID came, um, they started not having tours, and the horses, they didn't have enough money to feed the horses. So, and it costs approximately 5,000 pesos per month to keep the horses in good shape. So to be able to receive an extra 1,000 pesos yesterday was truly wonderful. And this is what we do, both Logan and I. And I'll share this page. I've shared it before, but now we've updated the page, because if you want to book directly, you can book a horseback riding tour by calling at this number. And it sounds like I'm plugging something. And yes, I am plugging something, because, again, this is a worthwhile enterprise, because it has everything to do with the well-being of these animals. So do forgive me if I continue to mention this, but this is my own and my friend Logan's own little way to just do whatever we can to help out. And now let's talk about. Let me see. Do I see any questions? Oh, thank you very much, Karen. I actually love the fact that I can look. It had been like 3 years since I updated my prescription, and it wasn't so bad. But you guys look fabulous this morning. Uh, Kelly, no worries. I will share the URL for this particular website, where you will find a link to PayPal some money. It'll be part of the show notes today. Let's see. Let's see. I'm surprised that the Consumer Protection reacted so fast. Well, again, I don't know much about the Consumer Protection Agency, whether they are reliable or not. But apparently, when it comes to tequila, they do a lot of things. It was whiskey, the other situation that we caught the other day, when somebody wanted to buy thousands of whiskey bottles at a promotion of buy two, get three, and they got away with it. Um, Candace says, "Thank you for caring about the horses." Candace, she's your sister. You guys, you both are absolutely wonderful. And I always say this: anybody that wishes to really get to know um, more about local people and English-speaking locals, both Candace and Cassandra came to Puerto Vallarta a few years ago. I'm not going to say how many, because we do not wish to offend, but they are walking encyclopedias of this city as far as the English-speaking community is concerned. They are both wonderful people that contribute. Candace is always out there working on getting dogs safely to new owners north of the border. And her sister Cassandra is an amazing artist. She paints, and she also has her wonderful jewelry shop, Cassandra Shaw Jewelry. And she was telling me last night that, unfortunately, the South Side Shuffle, which is this wonderful celebration every 2 weeks that goes on during the winter and spring months here in Puerto Vallarta, the South Side Shuffle is not going to take place this year, at least not yet, which is unfortunate, because it is another point of great community for many people. So we will continue to find ways to raise awareness of all the wonderful things that go on along Basilio Vadillo, because there are some great restaurants and shops and art galleries that anybody would love to get to know better. Let me see what else we have. Okay, again, I'm jumping my orders all over the place here. Speaking of community, today, let me get rid of that, and let me get rid of that. Today, after the broadcast, I'm going to be bringing my camera, and I'm going to be joining some friends to go to the two farmers markets that are nearby one another. I saw some people asking yesterday. There's a Three Hens and a Rooster farmers market, and this one takes place on the Isla Rio Cuale, right next to Oscar's, the restaurant that we can all see from the pedestrian bridge. And then we are going to head over to the Olas Altas farmers market, which is, of course, at Plaza Lázaro Cárdenas. And we're going to take a look at what is available there, et cetera, et cetera. These farmers markets are a great source of community for the English speaking population here in Puerto Vallarta, and they are certainly a great source of income for many artists and artisans and cooks and chefs that prepare all kinds of items for us to enjoy and purchase. And it is nice to hear from early reports that both markets are carrying on very responsibly through the pandemic, only letting people in if they're wearing face masks and so forth. So today we're going to take a look at it. We'll have the video ready for you in a few days so that you can see what it's all about. Colleen asks, are they doing tours during the COVID? And the answer is yes. There are horseback riding tours going on during COVID, and either Logan or Juan Caballos could give you more information about this. And now, to wrap today, I want to take some time and talk to you about the survey that we put out at the beginning of this week about Puerto Vallarta live entertainment. As you may recall, the reason why we started with this particular survey is because I have a fair amount of friends in the local entertainment community, and I've been involved in interesting conversations where some of my friends seem to think that more locals are interested in more locals are interested in entertainment than I think. And then there are other people that tell me that no, the local people are just not as interested in live entertainment as some people might think. Ultimately, what is important to me is to have a good sense as to what you want to hear about here at Coffee and Headlines. So we put together this awesome survey, and I want to show you some of the results that we've gotten to date. The survey continues to be open, but the short of it is we're doing fine. But let's take a look in case you're curious. To date, we've had a total of 89 responses, out of which 12 were incomplete. So again, it's not a lot of people, but it is enough for us to have a good sense as to what the Coffee and Headlines community is interested in. Your age range, the vast majority of you are over 50, 94%. Then the second question had to do with whether you live in Puerto Vallarta full-time, this is your primary home, or whether you're here for several months a year. And 70% of you live here full-time, which is comforting. I specifically just asked for people that consider themselves locals to answer the survey. Question number 3 was, is COVID-19 keeping you away from attending shows at local performance venues? And 82% of you said yes. This is food for thought, obviously, for the performance venues. If they don't see a lot of people showing up to the performances, it is because there is still a fair amount of concern out there for people as it relates to being in an enclosed environment with COVID in the air. Question number 4, would you be more likely to attend a live performance if it takes place outdoors or in a well-ventilated venue? 87% of you said yes, which means that places like Act 2 and their new upstairs porch, or whatever they're calling it, is going to be very successful. I understand that the Palm now has a retractable roof. I haven't seen it. And of course, there are other venues such as Plataforma 322 here in Versalles that has an outdoor space. So it is quite possible that they will be trying to do things in that particular section of their entertainment complex or their dance complex. The next question was actually interesting and surprising to me because it had to do with what type of live performances do you enjoy in Puerto Vallarta the most? And the vast majority of you prefer traditional Mexican music. How interesting is that? That is followed by comedy. Not that we have a lot of comedy acts, but we have funny people that go on stage. Then you are interested in musical theater, then pop and jazz music, cabaret singers, theater, it's interesting that less of you are interested in theater and dance and female impersonators, not a lot of interest in classical music, and three of you don't attend live shows, and power to you. This what this particular question says to me as the host of our little get-togethers is that this gives me a cue of what kind of music related things I can or should continue to pursue here as we spend time together in Coffee and Headlines. And of course, if you want to hear more about traditional and Mexican music, we cannot play it live, but we can certainly continue to talk about great songs that we know and love, and we will certainly continue to do this. Then there was question number 6. How frequently do you usually go out to live performances in Puerto Vallarta? And again, these are locals answering this survey, and you just don't go that much. 33% of you go less than once a month. 33% of you go once or twice a month, and 26% of you attend once or twice a week. So again, this is not that different from the impression that I've had of the community that gathers here. For better or for worse, we are not going to live performances all that frequently. Um, and then this was really, really interesting. How do you decide what to attend? And I placed several sources of information and asked you to rank them between very important, somewhat important, and not important. And clearly, what's most important to you is word of mouth. You want to hear from friends and trusted people what the shows are about. Everything else is somewhat important to you, such as a review or article in a publication or an advertisement. Banners and posters, only 8 of you consider those to be important, very important rather. So much for all the plastering of banners that goes on in certain parts of the city during this time of the year. Then I asked you to complete a statement. I would attend a live performances in Puerto Vallarta more frequently if, and the vast majority of you said, if COVID-19 wasn't around. So COVID-19 continues to be a big factor in our decision to go to live performances. That is followed by you would attend more frequently if ticket prices were lower, if you had more of an entertainment budget, if more detailed information was provided about the performances. That has been a personal pet peeve of mine, and I'll talk about that in a second. Then quality of performances was better, which is a matter of interesting discussion for those that follow these topics. And I always left the choice of folks that don't attend live shows, because there are some people that just don't go, and some of you don't go to live shows. Then specifically about Coffee and Headlines, how frequently would you like to enjoy news about live performances in town? 39% of you said as often as available, which I'm happy to oblige. 39% of you said once or twice a week. And then the list goes on to less of you saying once or twice per month. And 6 of you said it's really not your thing. Again, we respect that. And then question number 10 had to do with how you would like the information presented here. And the majority of you, 37%, said that as part of the headlines. I volunteered other options such as video clips of actual performances or video interviews with performances, because we can do that as well. But you were not as interested about these options as simply getting the news headlines. And then some of you commented lovely things, which I appreciate very much, in terms of how we can make Coffee and Headlines a better source of information as far as live performances are concerned. And you guys said some very flattering things, and I'm very grateful for your support. My personal take on live performances has shifted through the years, but my bottom line continues to be the same. There has to be healthy context and a good story behind any live performance, or any invitation to do something or go somewhere. Not too long ago, I asked a local performer that was trying to advertise or promote a live performance in town, and I said to this person, "You tell me why the Coffee and Headlines audience should not even think about missing your performance. What makes your performance so special? What makes your performance so amazing that everybody or anybody should stop what they're doing and go see you? And I'll be happy to mention it on the show." And this particular person said, "Oh, yes, I'll give you something to work with." And this person never did. And it is so interesting that a lot of times somebody will tell you, come enjoy my restaurant, come visit my shop, come do this. And whenever you ask people, so what's so important or what's so special about your place? Why should people not even consider not going? And not everybody is prepared to answer these questions. As far as the things that we share here at Coffee and Headlines, and as far as live entertainment is concerned, we will continue to help and promote uh, venues and performances that are of certain musical quality, that are worthwhile, that where there's an interesting story, or where we know that you as an audience will actually learn something wonderful, new, and unique. And that is where we stand. So that's my report on live entertainment. Next week we'll do another one of those surveys. I still don't know what we should do a survey about. I mean, I already know that this community and a lot of the English speaking community is very, very happy to go explore restaurants. So we have that covered. If there's anything that you want to learn more about, that you think we should be doing these kinds of surveys about, I welcome your feedback and I welcome your comments either on the show, or if you want to reach out to us, we will be happy to consider this. Let me take a quick look at your questions or comments through this segment so we can go farmer marketing. Yay! Let's see. Do I have any information on the Horse Riding Association in Mismaloya? I'm afraid I don't, Marlene. They've never reached out to us, and I didn't. Honestly, I didn't even know that they had a horse riding association in Mismaloya. If you have any information that you'd wish to share with us, we would certainly welcome it very much. Let's see. Let's see. Bam, 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 bam. El centro is no. Are you and you are shopping locally? Sundays at La Cruz Market is also fabulous. Thank you very much for that, Candace. It is true. The La Cruz Market is a great, great place to explore for people that want to go north or people that are in the northern part of the bay. Uh, Elaine is correct. The performers are feeling the pinch. Everywhere I go, I hear from performers that are just struggling to get by. And hopefully it'll continue to get better. Logan comments that the Palm posted a bunch of photos. I think that's a great way to do it, which is why I want to go and take some photos of the farmers markets so that we can have a more of a visual account as to what is going on. We certainly don't want to discourage people from going to these places or these venues. Quite the contrary. All we're trying to do with these surveys is to emphasize the fact that a lot of us are still feeling a little edgy about attending. Were those answering in general or addressing COVID comfort? Perhaps another poll for what people like if no COVID or more protocols were in place. Well, I would be happy to do that, Lynn, but the reality is that there is COVID. COVID is a factor, and we are living with it, and we're going to continue to live with it for months, if not for years, or at least a vaccine, at least until there's a vaccine readily available for us. So in my mind, we have to live with it because it is here for us to live with it. Let me see. Can we see the Luna Cam again? Of course you can. Unfortunately, you will find it empty because Luna is already busy processing all her show notes for you to enjoy after this broadcast is over. But she always swings by, and whenever she's here keeping me company, I'll be happy to share her with you. Let's see. Perhaps it's the way you pose your question to the performers. It's a tough question without sounding conceited. Yes and no, Mark. I agree with you. It may come across as being cocky, but if you asked me, well, Paco, why should we watch Coffee and Headlines? I have an answer for you. If I was looking for a job and I ran into you at a social event and you asked me, so what do you do for a living? I have an answer for you. I totally agree with you. It has a lot to do with the delivery, Mark. But if you cannot convince me that your show or your restaurant is absolutely special when we are in a town that is packed with shows and restaurants and places to go and things to do, then you might be in trouble. So it is just food for thought. Let's see. Let's see. Um, I think we are done with your comments. So unless we have anything else going on, I think we're done with Coffee and Headlines for today. As always, it is a pleasure to see you. It is a pleasure to spend time with you. Tomorrow, as we know, is Sunday, and Sunday is always Sunday Fun Day here at Coffee and Headlines. So we will not be dealing with any important news. We will just be silly, and that's the way it goes. So I hope you have a great Saturday. I thank you for your company and your feedback. Again, all we try to do here, as far as getting feedback from you in surveys and questionnaires and whatnot, is to make sure that what you get here at Coffee and Headlines is worthwhile. So between now and tomorrow, or the next time I see you, please stay kind, stay calm, stay happy, stay friendly, stay patient, and last but not least, stay in touch. Have a great day.